welcome back to the world of Movie Melee. I am your host, Kaleb Koho, and tonight we are introducing you to something special, something different, something gold on this channel, the golden ticket in the Movie Melee tournament. All people who have not contended for the title, not even been to a contender match, all competing for a chance to get to the big game. And, of course, joining me tonight, my lovely co-host, the best stash in all of trivia, it is Mark Brzakala. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing pretty good. You know what? You kind of already said it. That golden ticket tournaments, we're getting in some new blood in here, especially Jordan, who I think looked promising in the beginning, and then we got Scott, who he always seems like he's right there. He just can't quite break it, and maybe we see something special out of him today, or Jordan, but it'll be fun to see.
Absolutely. Scott has contended for the team's titles. He's definitely been a force that plays really close in these situations. So this golden ticket tournament, definitely an opportunity for him to shine. But Jordan, he's had a solid showing here in his rookie season last year, maybe making one of those big returns in your first season post being a rookie. So we'll go ahead. We'll talk to these guys right now in our interview, starting with Jordan Huffman. Sir, welcome back to Movie Melee and welcome to Golden Ticket. How are you feeling about your odds at winning this tournament and your match tonight?
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling comfortable. I'm ready to talk some movies, hopefully some sports, hopefully some 90s, hopefully some 90s sports. We'll see what happens.
I hope you are aware that football may or may not be something you will hear a lot in this channel, but we could guarantee you the movies at the very least. Any thoughts? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Any thoughts on your opponent, Scott, tonight coming into this match?
I hear good things about him. I don't know very much about him personally. Seems like a nice guy. Apparently, he's a good competitor. Has done teams, has done well in singles. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you best of luck, and we bring in your opponent representing the Phoenix Club. It is Scott, Harvey, the Esquire himself, and his manager, Cody the Newberry. How are you guys doing? Thoughts on this tournament and your chances to win tonight and the tournament as well?
Did it kill you to say Phoenix Club? I think it did a little bit.
It doesn't feel right. You're Club Dread to me. Anyway.
You got to be punched by the Phoenix.
Peanuts. Yeah. So listen, Scott. I'm not going to manage a lot in Melee. Scott is one of the people that is the other manager of the group, basically. So I am fill in and help. And he gets me as a manager. So hopefully, some of the success that I've brought 500 players in years past will be able to help Scott through this tournament. I think this is a perfect opportunity because he's only got to win 2 to get to the triple threat, and I think Scott's strengths in a triple threat can pose a threat in this tournament. I think, and I think he has what it takes to be a champion. But round 3 is just our kryptonite. I think tonight's the night that we make the difference and we move forward. So, Jordan, you'll get plenty more matches. I just hope that Scott's taking the victory tonight. Yeah, Scott, how are you feeling?
Good. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm excited for this opportunity. Like I've always said, I'm a 500 player. I feel like I'm like the middle of the league. So this tournament is perfect for somebody like me to hopefully get a chance because I feel like everyone else here is kind of around that level too. So I'm excited to play Jordan. I managed Jeremy last year in their match, which was actually an underrated, pretty great match from last year. And Jordan played really well. So I know it's going to be tough. So looking forward to it.
All 5 people all 4 people here are in this golden ticket tournament too. What a crazy tournament.
Crazy tournament.
Let's go.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead. We'll start this match off tonight by explaining to you the rules of round number 1, which works like this. You're each going to get 8 questions worth 1 point apiece from 8 different areas within the realm of general movies. Should you get all 8 questions correct, you'll be issued a bonus question. You have 3 repeats for the entirety of the match and a challenge rule. Any questions as we get into round number 1?
Nope.
All right, then your first question will come in the category of family, and your question is thus. What historical figure does Robin Williams play in the Night at the Museum franchise? Mark, do you like museums?
Been to like 3 of them in my lifetime, so probably not.
Maybe 4 more than I've ever been to. I like the Oscars one. 5, 4, 3,
Of course.
2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go to Scott.
Teddy Roosevelt.
And Jordan.
I believe it's actually Theodore Roosevelt. What are we doing?
Theodore, Teddy Roosevelt will accept both answers. 1-1 is to get your next question. What's the category, Mark?
It comes in the category of horror. What 70s horror film is about strange pods coming down to San Francisco, which slowly begin to take the form of different humans?
If you could become another human in this community, or at least look like them for a day, who would you pick and why?
Oh, I mean, possibly. I think possibly Scully, just because he's maybe one of the better looking people in this community. So there's possibly that.
1. Pens down, Jordan.
I didn't hear you count down. I'm sorry.
You're good. We'll start with Jordan.
I was going with Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I didn't hear you count down at all.
Okay, I'll make sure to be louder. Scott.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers is correct. So that is a 1 point lead for Scott, 2-1. So we get to your third question, which is in the category of actors and actresses. Which actress appears in Dazed and Confused, You've Got Mail, and Scream 3? You're correct, Scully. One of the nicer looking people in the community, I would say. He's a giant. He's massive.
He's also very tall. Like that's the thing. Like we all want to be tall.
I look very small next to him. I look very small next to Tim and Cody as well. But me and Robert are pretty similar height. If you've ever seen Robert Parker, we're pretty similar height. And it's pretty rough when you stand next to Scully. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Jordan.
I went with Parker Posey.
We'll go to Scott.
Parker Posey.
Parker Posey is indeed correct. 3-2 Scott's favors. Get to the next question mark.
Yep. I'll come in the category of classics. In 1947's Miracle on 34th Street, what is used to prove that Chris may actually be Santa at the end of the court case?
Have you ever been to court, Mark?
No. Hopefully I keep that alive. Hopefully I keep that Cal Ripken streak alive.
That'd be great. That'd be a great streak to keep alive. I would like to never have to do jury duty or anything. I don't want Scott in the same room as me if it's a courtroom at all. 5, 4. That's my hope. 3, 2, 1. Unless he's representing me. Pens down. We'll go to Scott.
I don't even think this makes sense, but I just said reindeer.
And we will go to Jordan.
Well, I took a shot in the dark, and I said he told the judge what he wanted for Christmas.
Both incorrect. We're looking for letters. Letters to Santa.
Man, mine was fucking long. Okay.
So 3-2, no perfect rounds. As we get to your next question in the category of animation. Dom DeLuise, Burt Reynolds, and Judith Barcy all provide voices to what animated film?
Those are people.
You like the people in movies doing things. Big fan. I suppose, yeah.
But
You like yeah, I know, right? You're like the Wahlbergs and the Damons. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Jordan.
I don't think this is right. I put a troll in Central Park.
We'll go to Scott.
I said An American Tale.
Both incorrect. We're looking for All Dogs Go to Heaven. Both on the right track. God,
Yeah.
both on the right track.
Yeah. Fortunately, we will move on to our next question in the category of crime. Which rapper plays drug dealer Blue in Training Day?
I have been in what we call a training day, just not to be a cop, just to sell mobile cellular devices. And it has really not just been a day; it's been like a training month. It's been hell. It's been hell. But hey, I'm at the other side of it. I'm mobile certified, baby. It's great. 5,
Good to know.
4, 3. You want a cell phone, Mark? 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Scott.
I said LL Cool J.
We'll go to Jordan.
It is Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg is correct, and with that big hit, Jordan ties the game 3-3. As we get to your penultimate question of the round, which is in the category of romantic comedies. What is the profession of Drew Barrymore's character in The Wedding Singer? I wonder if I would ever be in a situation where I would have to sing in front of a group of people in a large gathering at someone's like personal event. If I could do it, I don't think I could. That I'd get too nervous. Too many pressure. Too many pressure.
I mean, a lot of things can go wrong, possibly. I don't know. I haven't heard you sing. So
I don't know. Only a few people have here. But yeah, no. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Jordan.
She's a waitress at a banquet hall.
Scott.
Nah, I said nurse.
Waitress is correct. So Jordan will take the 4-3 lead as we get to the last question in the round, Mark.
Yeah, and that will come in the category of directors. Name both Ridley Scott directed films that were released in 2017.
Doesn't that year just feel so long ago?
It does. It shouldn't, but I mean,
It feels like, a decade ago, but also like yesterday. Like, welcome to the last, several years. It's all so close together. It's all a blur, Mark. This league doesn't help. 5, 4.
Repeat the
3.
question.
That is Scott's first repeat.
which again, directors. Name both Ridley Scott directed films that were released in 2017.
Nothing makes you go, oh, damn, more in your life than being like, oh, yeah, remember when you played X person and then you realize that was 3 seasons ago and you're like, that feels like yesterday. What happened here?
Yeah, I mean, they'll get there. I don't know if I've hit that streak in this.
2, 1. It comes for us all. Pens down. We will go to Scott.
I said Alien Covenant and All the Money in the World.
And we'll go to Jordan.
Yeah, I don't think either one of these are right. I said Robin Hood and Prometheus.
All the Money in the World and Alien Covenant is correct. So with that, Scott pulls even 4-4 out of round number 1. And we'll go on to round number 2, which is the wheel round. And it works like this. You're each going to get a chance to spin the lovely wheel from wheeliside.com. If you like the category you land on, you're going to get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. You can alter multiple choice, but it devalues it down to being only worth 1. If you don't like the category you land on the first time, you are allowed to spin that again, but you were stuck with every land on the second time. Be aware there is stealing in this round. Any questions as we get to round number 2 as I bring up the wheel and give you your categories?
No. Okay.
All right, then your categories on the wheel tonight from Mr. Machaka.
Yeah, your categories are Greta Gerwig and recent releases, which were chosen by Scott. 90s comedies and sports were chosen by Jordan, along with 1980s actors and actresses, directors, sci-fi fans, and sci-fi fantasy, along with spinners and opponent's choice.
All right, then with that, Scott, even though we are tied, you are the higher rank or seed coming into this. So we'll bring in your manager, Cody. Would you like to go first or defer to Jordan?
We'll go second. Yep. We'll go second.
All right, then this first spin will be yours, Jordan.
All right, I like going first.
That is very, very good because it works out as you land on 90s comedies, which like to keep it or spin again.
Oh, we're going to keep it. We're going to keep that.
All right, Jordan is keeping it. Mark, would you like to give him his questions in the category of 90s comedies?
Yeah, I'll do that. Jordan, are you prepared for your questions in 90s comedies?
We'll find out.
Alrighty then. Your first question. In 1999's Life, the film begins at what type of location?
Five, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat.
1.
All right, that is your first repeat. In 1999's Life, the film begins at what type of location?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer repeat.
Bar or speakeasy.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Going over to Scott for the 2 points deal.
Do I even need to write these down? I'm sorry.
No, you just say them.
I'll say prison.
That is also incorrect. We're looking for a graveyard.
Oh.
And we'll remind you, Jordan, you do have multiple choice.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Your next question.
Think I didn't know that.
In Hot Shots Part 2, Topper has to rescue prisoners who have been captured by what well-known dictatorial leader?
Saddam Hussein.
It's correct for 2 points. Your next question. Who plays the lead Lieutenant Commander Thomas Dodge in Down Periscope?
Down Periscope. Kelsey Grammer?
That's correct for another 2 points. Your penultimate question. In what 90s comedy do two guys create a revenge for hire business?
Dirty Work.
That's correct for another 2 points. Moving on to your final question in 90s comedies. In Captain Ron, Marty is bequeathed a yacht when what member of his family dies?
Oh, man. That's a good question. Multiple choice isn't really going to help me here. I think it's his uncle.
That is correct for another 2 points.
Works his way through it, and he gets himself up to 12 points. As we will bring back Cody and the wheel for Scott's spin. Your first spin is away.
Mm-hmm.
Lands on directors. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
You want to keep that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We're going to keep that.
All right. Directors is the category you have chosen to keep. I'll go ahead and administer to you your questions in director. Scott, are you ready?
Ready?
Your first question. Who directed Flight of the Phoenix, The Dirty Dozen, and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane?
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, John Schlesinger, B, Robert Aldrich, C, David Lean, or D, Norman Jewison.
D.
D is incorrect. Jordan, the chance for the 1 point seal. Your options again are A, John Schlesinger, B, Robert Aldrich, C, David Lean, or D, Norman Jewison.
Robert Aldrich.
That is correct for 1 point seal. All right, Scott, your second question. Ridley Scott directed Anne Bancroft and Viggo Mortensen in what film?
Multiple choice.
Right, your multiple choice options are A, Thelma and Louise, B, 1492, Conquest of Paradise, C, G.I. Jane, or D, Hannibal.
Repeat the options.
All right, your options again are A, Thelma and Louise, B, 1492, Conquest of Paradise, C, G.I. Jane, or D, Hannibal.
G.I. Jane.
That's correct for 1 point. Your third question in directors. Who directed The Kite Runner, Monsters Ball, and Machine Gun Preacher?
I think I know it. Multiple choice then.
Two. Your multiple choice options are A, Mark Forster, B, Sean Levy, C, Antoine Fuqua, or D, Francis Lawrence.
Mark Forster.
That is correct for 1 point. Your penultimate question in the category of directors. What's the first film where Adrian Brody collaborated with Wes Anderson?
The Darjeeling Limited.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in the category of directors. Who directed Once Upon a Time in America?
Sergio Leone.
That is correct for 2 more points. So at the end of round number 2, I have Jordan in the lead 13 to Scott's 10. But anything can happen as we get into round number 3, which is the Pick Your Poison round. It's going to work like this. We are going to give you a set amount of categories for you to choose what you would like at the point values of a 1-pointer, a 2-pointer, a 3-pointer, and a 4-pointer. Whatever you choose, your opponent cannot choose at that value again. So we'll go ahead and let you guys choose your options right now. All right, so the competitors have chosen their categories. Jordan has chosen his 1 in 80s, his 2 in coming of age, his 3 in sci-fi fantasy, and his 4 in 90s. Scott choosing his 1 in 90s, his 2 in drama, his 3 in coming of age, and his 4 in recent releases. Scott, since you are behind, we will start with you. And because I asked you your questions in round 2, Mark will ask you those questions this round.
Alrighty, and we'll start off with your 1-pointer in 1990s. Are you prepared?
Sorry.
All right. Which actress plays Jenny Curran in Forrest Gump?
Robin Wright.
That's correct for a point. We're still behind, so we'll stick with you for your 2-pointer in drama. In which 2021 film does Joaquin Phoenix star as a radio journalist who takes care of his nephew during a family crisis?
Come on, come on.
Correct for another 2 points.
With that, he ties it up, so he sends it back to Jordan for his 1-pointer in the category of the 1980s. Jordan, are you ready for your question?
Mm-hmm.
Who stars as Lloyd Dobler in the film Say Anything?
Say anything. John Cusack.
That is correct for 1 point. With that, he sends it back to Scott for his 3-pointer.
Which will come in the category of coming of age. /teen. Your 3-point. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. In the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, what specific disease does Bailey Grafman die of?
I didn't say this one time at a match, and it ended up costing me, so I'm going to say it this time. Leukemia.
That is correct for 3 points.
Yes.
Well done.
Karma.
So that hit sends it back to Jordan for his 2-pointer in the category of coming of age /teen. And your question is thus: what 90s teen drama was the directorial debut of the Hughes brothers? Five, 4, 3, 2,
Can I get a repeat?
1. Sure thing. That's your second repeat. What 90s teen drama was the directorial debut of the Hughes brothers?
Teen drama. Hughes brothers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Clueless.
Is incorrect. We're looking for Menace to Society.
Oh,
Menace
okay.
to Society.
Wouldn't have guessed that.
So we will stay with Jordan for his 3-pointer in sci-fi fantasy. If he hits, he sends it back to Scott. Your question in sci-fi fantasy: what type of monster is Mulgareth in the Spiderwick Chronicles?
That's cool, man. I've never seen it. That sounds like a spider. We'll go with that.
That is incorrect. We're looking for an ogre. So this is the position that we are in. Jordan must hit his 4 to send it back to Scott for his 4. If he doesn't, Scott will win the game. So, Jordan, your 4-pointer, you have chosen the category of the 1990s. Your question is thus: Total Recall is set in what decade?
Oh, man.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat that, please.
1. That is your final repeat. Total Recall is set in what decade?
I'm just gonna have to take a shot in the dark. The 2020s.
And your winner, Scott the Esquire Harvey. The answer was the 2080s. The 2080s. So we will take our opponents out. Mark, I think that was a really solid back and forth game throughout this one. I think I can see some people sweating a little bit backstage. Thoughts on this match before we throw it to post-match interviews?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I went down the wire, it was was looking a little hairy for Scott there when we got past round 2, but he's able to answer this question directly, and he as he said, he didn't let history repeat itself with that 3-pointer.
That is absolutely true. We'll go ahead. We'll go to our post-match interview, starting with our second place finisher today, Jordan Danger Huffman. You put up a solid, valiant effort today, tied with Scott out of round 1. You kept it real close. You had a lead out of round 2 even. It just sort of didn't quite come together there in round 3. How are you feeling about your performance today?
I'm happy for Scott. He played really well. I feel like I really shit the bed there at the end, so I'm not very happy with myself. But Scott played a really good game, so he deserved that win. He got him in when he needed him to. So yeah, I'll just have to come back and do better next time.
That is very fair. Is there anyone you're looking to maybe try and face off next time you step into the arena now that you're out of the golden ticket?
Well, I am now 1-2, so I guess anybody else with a similar record, 1-2, would be the most fair way to do it. I want to get back up to 500.
All right. Well, I appreciate the ambition. You played very well today. We'll see you very soon. We will bring in our winner today, Scott Harvey's manager, Cody Newberry. That was a buzzer beater for the two of you. I could see Cody wiping his forehead backstage as soon as Nicole hands your winner. How are you guys feeling about the win today?
Yeah, I really kind of got lucky in this one, to be honest with you. I think Jordan played the better game, definitely for the first 2 rounds. Round 1, all of my bad categories seemed to come up. It was rough, and then round 2, I feel good in directors, but there were a couple tough ones, and he got his strength. But yeah, I don't know what sort of forces were on my side with that 3-pointer because I did not know it. But I tried to kind of use some common sense, and then once leukemia entered my head, I was like, I have to say this, whether it's right or not, because if I miss it twice on leukemia, it was my match with Adam Collins. My very first match was where it cost me. But yeah, it didn't cost me today. But congratulations to I mean, I'm sure he's probably disappointed, but he played a great game, and he's going to be a tough opponent for anyone in the future. His questions were tough. The Spiderwick Chronicles is not something I've thought about in 10 years probably. And then, when you're asking for a decade in the future, that's a tough 4-pointer. So I feel for him on those.
I just feel like I sit back majority of the season and just like look through docs and help Boatman come up with difficulty, and then put back into the shoes of this. I'm just like, oh God, I don't know which way's up. Like, I'm sweating, I'm angry, I'm frustrated. And it wasn't even based on question. It was just like things out of our wheelhouse. I think Jordan being 1-2 is a very strong 1-2. So I'd be scared if I was below 500 against him, because they might stay. Because when he answered that, when we missed that first director's question, he stole it, like emphatically, like answered it. I went, this could be bad. And then just shout out Spiderwick Chronicles. I think I need to watch that, because that doesn't show up. Like, and the night that Total Recall is it's a real shot in the dark. And I was hoping that he was going to throw a 20 on there, because if he would have thrown like just 80s out, like, I'm challenging that. Like, it's a rough question overall for him. So, but I think he'll be back. I think he'll do great. I think he'll be a force in this league at some point. But I'm glad Scott's moving on.
Definitely the full circle moment with leukemia. You move on to the next round of the golden ticket. Is there anyone in the golden ticket you're hoping that you find yourself facing in the next round?
You shouldn't be here.
Selfishly, I would like for it to end up with 3 of our members, obviously, in the final. Correct. So I know Ryan's in here, Mark's in here, obviously. I think Jeremy is as well, right? So there's some options there. But so I guess somebody that's not in our faction would be the answer.
Well, we'll see what happens and how things shake out. Congratulations on the win today. We throw it back to Mark. One final bow on it. Wrap it for us.
What Scott did what he needed to win. You know what? And sometimes, it's all it takes. Just have to do what you do to win. And as for Jordan, somebody who likes to think he knows himself in round 3, and then gets 3 questions from movies he's never seen before, and then just completely blows it. We've all been there. And you know what? Just got to, wipe it off and then get ready for the next match.
Absolutely. Jordan will be back. Scott will be back. And hopefully you'll be back to tune into the next round of the Golden Ticket. That is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in to Movie Melee. That has been Scott. That has been Cody. That has been Jordan. That has been Mark. I have been Caleb. This has been Movie Melee. And we'll see you guys real soon with another great match.
Goodbye. Later.
After you, Junior. You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
If it taken.
Bye.